hands align. In red and white they always shine. With every pass it feels divine. Arsenal's on my mind. From hybrid days to Emirates grand, each match a symphony perfectly planned. With every goal we take our stand. Arsenal's on my mind.
Welcome back to the Arsenal on My Mind podcast. As always, it is Spike and Mr. Sekijay virtually again.
Hello, people.
How's it going?
We're good. We're good. Arsenal is looking good,
Yeah.
So
How's your world tour going? Which part of the world are you in today?
what are you talking about? You are the one on the world tour this time around, not me.
That's
I'm
true.
home.
That's true. Absolutely, absolutely. But
I'm home.
Arsenal looking good, looking good today, winning without having to
Break a
really get
sweat.
out of first gear.
Yep. It was a good weekend. A good weekend all around. Liverpool lost. Woo.
Liverpool have gotten a taste of their own medicine two
Yep.
weeks in a row.
Exactly. They got sucker punched.
Mhm.
It's all around good week. It would have been better if Gyokeres scored, but
That's true.
Saka milestone 200 games,
Mhm.
and he scores, icing on the cake. Rice quiets West Ham and their fans,
Mhm.
and all the doubters from West Ham. It's a perfect day. Could have been better if Odegaard did not, what happened to Odegaard, but I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the game was interesting. I watched the game and we had control from the get-go, right from the jump, I mean, apparently I didn't realize this, but apparently West Ham is a bogey team for us away. I didn't even realize
Oh
that.
yeah, we've lost to them 2 seasons in a row away.
Yeah, that's crazy. But ultimately, I feel like we just always had a measured, easygoing game. It's unfortunate that we had, Odegaard injury and I guess Rice injury, but I think they were both precautionary, you
Yeah.
know, because we were just kind of cruising along and they didn't cause us too much problems, And again, that kind of win is the kind of win that you just kind of go through it, you get the win, and then you kind of sit back and watch your rivals, do other things, I
Yep.
think on paper, Mikel might have probably preferred that Chelsea game to have gone to a draw. Maybe on paper, because Chelsea, I guess they are title challengers too. But I
No,
liked
they're
about
not.
Liverpool. Yeah, they're kind of close by. But I mean, Liverpool losing in that manner, having lost 3 games in a row now. Crystal Palace, the Champions League game, and then this game is finally exposing what I said weeks ago, that they were not that good, that they were
Yeah,
lucky.
but it's very, since we are talking about Liverpool shortly, it's very obvious that their new signings, especially Wits, actually not just Wits, Frimpong and Kekes,
Mhm.
they've not settled into the new team. They are
Not really.
finding
And Isak, not at all, not really.
yeah, even
Mhm.
Isak, but Isak I'm not too worried about because he's been there and done that in the Premier League.
I mean,
But,
again,
but at
not
the
to,
same time, Kekes was had a good
because has
season
been there,
last
done
year.
that too. I mean,
Yeah.
Keke is playing fine. I think Isak is what's destabilizing them. That's been the common denominator. In the 3 games they've lost, they started Isak.
Well, I think Wits is their biggest problem now, uh,
Yeah.
because he's supposed to be their creator in chief,
hmm hmm
and he's struggling with the pace of the Premier League.
I think he's playing well. He's creating chances. So that's not finishing in the way they used to. But my point again is that Liverpool, I think, have been lucky so far with all their late wins. So
Mhm.
now it's kind of catching up to them a little bit. But anyways, we're here to talk about this is an Arsenal on my mind podcast, not
Yep.
Liverpool on my mind.
Yeah, and
So
I'll say this is I'll rather fight for the title with Chelsea than with Liverpool or Man City. You know,
I can see
uh,
that. I can see that.
this Chelsea squad they are young. They don't have the talent. Not the
Mhm.
talent. They don't have the experience. You
Right,
know,
right.
they're basically Arsenal 2, 3 seasons ago.
True,
You
true. I'll
know,
agree with that assessment. Yeah.
so
Um,
I'll rather them be a title content challengers this season than the other two guys.
but then
So
either I don't want him to
so
come
bring it
and
on,
do it.
Chelsea.
But it shouldn't come and win ahead of us because
No, 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 no.
yeah,
If they come and win it ahead of us, then we fire Teta. Is that
I
simple?
agree. Yeah,
You
yes.
know?
But today's game, interesting. Mikel, I think Mikel, I know Mikel doesn't listen to the fans like all that much. Like I don't think any coach really does, but he does feel the pressure. And this is what we want to see. You want to see in a game like this, why not play with two tens, In
Yeah,
Eze
I
and
know.
Odegaard. Exactly. Like
And
why not?
I think we talked about it briefly in our previous video last
Hmm.
week. We're like, oh, interestingly, for a moment we had two tens when
Hmm.
Odegaard came on,
Yeah.
and we had Eze, and I think Mikel saw something and goes, this would be cool for next game,
Yeah.
and he does
And
it,
you put Rice in his preferred position and you get a
Mhm.
man-to-match performance.
And he scores a goal.
Yeah. So it's like just, I think, if we're gonna play these, I won't call them weaker teams, but like, mid-table teams, if you will. Yeah, why not play two tens? We don't have to always play double pivot
Correct.
with Zubimendi, and definitely we should never. I never want to see the Rice Zubimendi Merino combo unless it's a second leg and we're only up, by 1-0 in Champions League or something.
Away in Madrid. Uh-huh.
Yes, like, and we've won the first leg, or
Yep.
something like that. Yeah, but
Yep.
there's no need for that. We obviously, Rice is a good enough player to play as a solo DM if we're playing against a team that isn't as good as us.
And to add to that, we have a very strong defense and a very
Hmm.
good goalie.
Hmm.
So that's a good platform, you
Yeah,
know, to have a one anchor in the midfield,
absolutely.
and have and I think he's doing the 2-10 thing to try and get Gyokeres.
Eze. Well, and to get Eze into the squad as well, you know.
Well, I mean, I don't care what anybody says. You have to Eze has to make the squad. I'm
Right,
sorry.
and this is the way to get him in.
Then perfect.
Yeah.
Because Eze, as we said last week, brings a different dimension. You
Hmm.
know, it was his shots that was rebounded by Rice,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
I think Eze needs to start taking more of his chances. He
Yeah.
needs to score them
Yeah.
because
Come on.
he's finding himself in very good positions.
Yes, and that's part of his ability is to always
Yeah.
kind of be there. Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. Absolutely. But let me ask you this question because I've been getting a lot of feedbacks from fans.
Hmm.
Are you worried about Gyökeres?
Worry is a strong word because I think we hit on it last week, right? Like his game against the last game against Forest,
Hmm.
right? Was it Forest? It was Forest, right? That we played.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
for
what was one of his best games. He didn't
correct.
score.
Hmm.
Then he follows that up with a Champions League game, right? Against and he played well again and didn't
Hmm.
score, right?
Hmm.
So I think today was a bit of a slight step back in that, he didn't play as well and didn't score again either. So, and like I said, there's something about the fact is that
And
he's
Sesko scored.
and who?
Sesko.
He did score. He did score,
Mhm.
but his goal was easy. I mean, it wasn't like
I
a
didn't even
oh
see
my
it.
God, a wonderful goal. It was a tap in, really. You know,
Really, and Man U fans are saying he scored a banger.
a, no, that was not no, not at all. It was a tap in. It
Yeah.
was the cheapest tap in you could think of. But kudos to him, right? But the point is, every time that we get a chance to see Odegaard in the game, the person that can really feed Gyokeres, we saw glimpses of that in the Champions League game, right? Some of the through balls that Odegaard played. Odegaard never plays long enough to really give him more than one, maybe two chances.
Correct.
So I'm not worried about him. He's a service-based striker.
Correct.
Which is why I think I said it before. I cannot wait for us to get Havertz back because Havertz doesn't need service per se in the way he plays. He can make some of his own, moves and chances. But I'm not worried. I mean, I would have liked for him to have scored more goals so that there can be less pressure. I think the longer this drought goes, the more pressure there will be,
Mhm.
and it would be nice if we had a bench player to take some pressure off of him a little bit. Maybe
Correct.
next game start with that striker, Havertz, and then bring him on later. There's less pressure that way.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah.
he's not even had the opportunity to watch us play off the bench.
Hmm. Hmm.
See, and see how we play. You
Yeah.
know, and for me, I'm not worried. Actually, I'm excited because I've seen what he brings.
Hmm.
Like the Champions League game in the midweek against Olympiacos,
Mm-hmm.
right? See the true pass Odegaard gave him. See how he destroyed two defenders
Mm-hmm.
by sheer grit and brute.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Takes the shot, the keeper saves it, then Martinelli taps it in.
Mm-hmm.
The keeper was lucky. He didn't even really
He
save
was
that ball.
lucky, and Martinelli, you could tell, even was. I
He was
mean,
hoping for the ball to
he
go
was
in.
hoping for it to go in. You could see,
Yeah, I
he was
saw that.
waiting, waiting,
Yeah,
waiting. Yeah.
and that says a lot about the team.
Mm-hmm.
The team chemistry, of Arsenal. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
not worried. I think Gyökeres, I think you mentioned this last week. He's attracting so much attention from from defenders that is
Mm-hmm.
leaving the other players open. Look at
Yep.
Saka. The way he's
Mm-hmm.
going, Saka might score like 30 goals this season.
Right. And, I-
You know, and
and one
Martinelli
note on
might give us
Saka.
20 goals.
And,
You know,
and a note on Saka based on the team chemistry, right? I think if he wasn't today, if today wasn't his
yeah,
200
200.
game,
Yeah,
he would have
yeah.
given that PK to
Gyökeres.
Gyokeres,
Because
most
at
likely.
first when I was watching it, I was like, why is Saka taking it? Why? Why? Then I go, oh yeah, today is his milestone. It's
And
about him.
he is, but
It's
Saka
about
is
him
our
today.
PK taker, though. He is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he takes them very well.
Yeah.
The captain. He was the captain at
Yeah.
that point.
At the time, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, I
so I'm
mean,
not worried about Gyökeres. I think
mhm.
he'll be fine. Do I think he's going to score 30 goals, as I said last and earlier? No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to cost. He's going to be part of the catalyst if we're going to win the league.
Of course, of course. Part of being a good striker, right? If who was struggling, right, then you could you can panic and say, well,
Yeah,
your main striker is not scoring goals, right? But we're
yeah.
not really struggling. Like I
We're
said,
not struggling.
yeah.
And he's working defenders. He's
He
really
sure
working
he
them.
sure is. He sure is.
Yeah,
And like I
so
said, he's not getting Odegaard enough when he needs more Odegaard.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And now I see when Gyökeres starts scoring, there's going to be that fear factor when you want to play Arsenal because
hmm
the defenders first will first think of Gyökeres and this guy is going to beat you down.
hmm
You know, you need painkillers at the end of the game. Then also our other weapons. So there'll be a real fear factor when Gyökeres starts popping in those goals. But
Absolutely.
I'm not worried about him. I think he's going to be fine.
I think he'll be fine. Who I am worried about though is Odegaard and his niggling injuries.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, the injury is not that bad, and he has 2 weeks, to
No,
recover.
yeah, I don't think it's a bad injury. I mean,
Yeah,
and neither was a shoulder injury. Like they're not bad, but they're persistent little
correct.
injuries.
And
That
that's because Odegaard, he's trying too hard this season. He's
well, I
trying
mean,
hard enough.
the shoulder injury. I mean, he's not trying too hard. I think he needs to bulk up.
I think so too. I was just gonna say because he lost a lot of weight
He
last season.
did. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he needs to
He,
put
he
he
needs
needs
to
to put on
bulk
some.
up, get everyone more muscle, pull a Havertz, if you will.
Correct, correct, correct.
Because the thing is, we've all been, we've given him his share of criticism, saying he hasn't been as good last season and so forth. I think even in his short cameos, he's been good this year.
Oh no, no. In the midweek he was great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, the previous game before he started well.
Mm-hmm.
Today, he was looking good.
Looking really good,
But,
yeah.
so I think I think I think he needs to rest.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs some rest. He's been carrying Arsenal on his shoulder, literally, him and Saka for the past few seasons. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and he also has a lot of pressure coming from his national team, Norway. He's also the captain there, and the
Mm-hmm.
past few seasons they've not really, for past few years they've not really lived up to the expectation. Having Haaland and not making the World Cup and not making the Euro. So there's a lot of pressure on him. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to rest. He needs to relax, take a deep breath, and remember that he's part of a great team, and we have a great program going, and a great future.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the rest will be good for him. I think obviously with the kind of injury it was, rest is going to be what's needed. I don't think he's going to be out for any amount of time. Fingers crossed, but I think he'll be fine. And the break is coming right now. Arsenal's going to be feeling pretty good, right? We top the table, navigated the Champions League, the only team that hasn't lost a game from England in Champions League. We're doing well there, top of the league, really good depth. I mean, the team depth now is kind of almost insane. You know,
Absolutely.
Um, and I
Absolutely.
mean,
Now
2 weeks more.
players get injured and I don't panic. I don't even flinch. I'm like next man up.
Yep,
Actually, I
yep.
get excited because I want to see the next guy what he's gonna do.
Yep,
You know,
exactly. 2 weeks in from today, after the international break, who knows who will be back? We might be having Havertz back maybe at that point. We
even
might
Eze.
have.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, not Eze. Madueke. We've all forgotten about him
yeah.
already.
Madueke could be back as well. We'll also have obviously Hincapié will be back as
Happy
well.
will be
So it's
back.
like I think we'll be looking really. I think it's a good time for that break in this instance.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we're on the high. It will give Liverpool a chance to regroup, unfortunately, because if there was one more week, they would probably lose again because they're a little bereft of confidence right now. But either way, good game. Um, have nothing nothing bad to say. A lot of shots again. When we play with an open midfielder with tens, in the midfield,
yeah.
we create more chances. We just finish more of them.
And Saka is looking sharp,
Looking really sharp this season so far. He
looking
is for
world class.
sure.
We
Yeah,
just need to get that trophy, so that the world class stamp sticks.
yep, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so from we can quickly do our ratings for the game.
Yep.
I can start. I think again, it wasn't any like amazing performances. It was a good team performance. So Raya, I gave a 7. I don't even recall if he made a save in that game, but I do want to give him a post rating, sorry, from that save against Olympiacos. Wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. What a
Absolutely.
save. I mean, that save is so far, even I can say it will be at least a top 3 save this season in Champions League.
Absolutely.
Great,
Absolutely.
great save. But a 7 today. Saliba and Gabriel, 7 each, didn't have to do much. I was, before the game started, I was thinking, man, I hope West Ham doesn't start what's the striker's name? Oh, geez, I just forgot his name. They have a striker.
Well, Antonio, is he still
No,
there?
Antonio's. They released him. They bought the guy. He was in Newcastle last year.
Hmm.
Wilson,
Oh
Callum
yeah, yeah,
Wilson.
Callum Wilson.
I was hoping because he's the problem.
Yeah, they started the other
This-
Callum Marshall. Mhm.
no, they brought him off the bench. They,
They
they,
brought him off the bench.
they
Yeah,
started Folkberg,
yeah,
whatever his name, who I think is the scrub
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
But
Fulkrug.
yeah,
That's
but
the German
German
striker.
guy. Yeah, 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 exactly. So I thought, so I was happy when it didn't start him, because he can be a bit of a challenge sometimes to play against. But I gave Saliba and Gabriel 7s there that they didn't have to do too much. Calafiori a 7. I gave Timber an 8 because boy did he spend his whole time in their
Oh,
half in that game.
Voila.
He was up front. He's a great baller.
Yeah,
I gave Odegaard a 6 only because he didn't finish the game. But
yeah.
it could easily have been a 7. Maybe it's a little bit harsh. I don't know. I give Eze a 7. He was in the game. Had a shot. I give Rice an 8, and he's my man of the match. Just 2 weeks in a row, man of the
Absolutely.
match. I gave Saka an 8. He was dangerous throughout, and then the penalty and the offside goal even was a wonderful goal that he scored as well. I gave Trossard a 7. Who, I mean, for some reason, Mikel is really sticking with Trossard in this left wing position.
Because
And
Trossard is a very intelligent player.
yes, he won't give you any 5s, or 6s rarely.
You know,
It'll be
he's a
almost
very
7 every
intelligent,
time he plays.
he's a very intelligent player.
Yeah, and I think it's his way to get Eze to play where he wants to play, right? Instead of forcing Eze into that wing.
With that left
Um,
wing. Yep.
yeah, I gave Gyokeres a 6. It wasn't as great as game, but you know, um, he played well for the most part. The bench players, were pretty standard there. As with Mendy, I give him a 7 because he came on early enough and was in the game. Marino, Waneri, Martinelli, Skelly, all 6s. They came on. They were just kind of, there. I give Mikel a 7. I mean, I should give him more maybe, but this is just a standard, basic win that I don't even feel like I need to give anybody a really high grade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, absolutely.
And what's your rating for the ref? That's one guy we always miss.
The ref.
We need to start rating the refs.
Okay, so here's a take. I don't think there's a penalty.
Hmm.
I think that was out of the box.
I
That
thought it
penalty
was
was
out of
given.
the box too. I did
But
so.
interestingly, right, and this is an issue with the PMGOL, right? This is an issue with VAR in general, right? By letter of the law, a VAR is supposed to only intervene, right, when the referee has made an error or they think
Clear,
there's a
clear and
simple error,
obvious.
right? Exactly. And the way it worked today is exactly how VAR is supposed to work. In the ref called a penalty, VAR isn't going to go and say, "Hey, he wasn't in the box," like just let him. Was it a foul? Yes. Was it close enough to the box? Sure. So today favored us, right? And it went by the letter of the law. But I don't think, but I mean, last week it didn't, and the week before that it won't, So
and the past few seasons we've not been favored,
yeah. So
and guess what? All the guys that have been favored the past few seasons have won the league. So I mean, it's the luck of football. The football gods are smiling at us now. We're not going to complain.
No, I know exactly. But I'm just saying. So I mean, for the ref's point of view, I guess I'll give him a 7 as well. He didn't. I don't remember I don't remember any calls that were out of order, or I thought the penalty could. If they had called it a free kick outside the box, I would have been okay with it. I don't think we need a penalty to win the game, but it did give Saka a chance to score a penalty.
Right.
But I mean, nothing about the referee. He was fine.
And the fans.
I mean, like, they were fine as well. It was just like I said, West Ham didn't put up enough of a challenge for the fans to have a lot of work to do anyway to raise the team spirit. The team was is, as they used to call it, it's a very pro performance, right? Just go out there, win the game, go home. Yeah.
Right. And before I give my ratings, I'm just going to give out the stats for the game so people understand how dominant Arsenal was. Possession was 68% to 32%. Our expected goal XG 2.77%. Total shots, we had 21 shots and 5 on target. Big chances, we had 4. Accurate passes, we had 498, 88% to 210. I'm not reading out West Ham's stats because
right.
I don't want to disrespect them. Fouls committed was same, 14-14, offside 1 each. Corners, we had 8. Corners, and that's just an example of how much we control games these days. And we still play a lot of defense. Block shots 9. Shots inside the box we had 16. They had 4.
Yeah.
Shots outside the box we had 5. They had 0. I mean, it's crazy. I can go on and on, about this, but I'm just gonna save fans the time and just go straight to my, my ratings. I mean, same thing, pretty standard game. And there was no big, standout performance. Raya, I gave him a 7. Timber, I gave him an 8. He's just a baller. Saliba, I gave him a 7. Gabriel, I gave an 8 because you see Gabriel's presence. As I said, he's the soul of the team. He's the spiritual leader of our team.
I agree.
Kalaboom boom. I gave him a 7. It's just his luxury, man.
He almost scored.
Yeah, he's like Calafiori is like, it reminds me of Saliba. It's like a Mercedes Benz in that position. Or rather Ferrari. It's because he's from Italy. So he's a Ferrari. Odegaard, 6 because he wasn't long enough. He got subbed off at the 30th minute. Rice, man of the match, 9. Because he got the monkey off his back. The West Ham monkey, because he's not played well against West Ham. I think since he joined us.
Well, he had one game where he scored.
He had one game where he scored, the very first game, but since then. Eze, 7. I'm still waiting for him to pop. He's going to pop soon. Trossard, but he's not sad. He's just Trossard. 7. Even though he likes to make defenders sad. Gyokeres, hey man, we need to dust that cobwebs off that mask and put it on.
I know. He's looking fitter than earlier in the season.
Remember I said in the last video, he's getting his fitness, So he's looking sharper. And when he starts banging in those goals, he's not going to stop. So I gave him a 6. Saka, star boy, I gave an 8. Because his presence, same thing. You could just tell that this guy is class, world class. His confidence is up. He's running the play, he's running the team, he's popping up in positions that we're not used to seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
So he did very well. Zuzu came on, didn't miss a beat,
Mm-hmm.
7. A baller. Skelly, Saucy Skelly, uh, he came on, same thing, didn't miss a beat, 7. Waneri, he's a baller.
Yep.
He came on.
He deserves more game time.
Yeah, absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. 7 for him. Merino, he was on just for 10 minutes.
Mhm.
So I give him a 6. Just for showing up. Martinelli, same thing, 6. He wasn't on. He came on the same time as Merino. Arteta, I give an 8 because it seems like he's getting his, he's getting used to managing a big squad
Having options, yeah. Mhm.
and having options. So he's getting his flow.
Mhm.
So I give him an 8. Ref, I give him a 7. Same reason,
Mhm.
but we'll leave it at that. We're not going to jinx ourselves.
Mhm.
So, our fans, they were a bit quiet at times. I don't know what they were worried about, but hey, have no fear, people. This is not the Arsenal of old. That's all I can say. So I give the fans an 8. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right.
That's my ratings. We're
All
looking
right.
solid.
The what?
I said we're looking solid.
We're looking solid, looking like I
Solid.
said, we really are, and I said you couldn't be happier, But yeah, we have a break for about 2 weeks. Come
Don't miss
back.
me too much, guys. Don't miss me too much.
We'll come back and face Fulham. You know,
Oh, London
uh,
Derby.
we have a relatively easy couple October schedule for the most part.
Oh, Fulham is not an easy game. They lost their last game.
Relatively,
Yeah,
relatively.
they have Iwobi, they have Smith Rowe. Those guys know how we play.
Not anymore.
Well, not
My point
anymore.
again is I'd rather play Fulham than have to play like a Chelsea right now, So I'll
Absolutely,
take it,
absolutely.
Then we have Atletico Madrid, Champions League after that.
Oh, those guys
Then,
are flying.
yeah, then here's the interesting game. I said easy October, but Crystal Palace.
Yeah, they've not lost any game this season.
Yes,
They
we'll
they
see
are still the
tomorrow how
only
they
beating.
do.
Yeah, the
But
only unbeaten team right now.
yeah, but that'll be a game for Ezra to see that'll be a game for Ezra to pop as he's requested.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. Correct.
and then we round out October with Brighton, who have been so-so this season, So
I mean,
Crystal Palace,
we don't have any excuse not to win all those games.
that's my point exactly. Relatively easy or friendly. I wouldn't call it easy, a friendly schedule for October, and then
I guess we call it friendly October.
friendly October, absolutely. But yeah, so along with the international break, we will also take a break ourselves. So we will see you guys back after the Fulham game on October 18th, and we'll, any news that drops between now and then, we will kind of post up on there with a YouTube short or something like that, anything that comes up. But we did a short last week highlighting Saliba's new contract. So right, that's out of the way. No Real Madrid deal there. If it is a Real Madrid deal in the future, it's going to be buku money.
They're gonna pay premium bucks, premium dollars.
Yes. So
and our fans, to our subscribers, hey, we're almost 700 subscribers. By the time we come back in 2 weeks,
make it 1,000.
Make it 1,000, but guys, come on, come on,
come
on, guys and girls, come on, yo,
absolutely. And also, they're working on Timber's deal right now, from what I understand. A new deal for Timber.
No, it deserves more money. When I saw how much he was collecting a week, I was like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Give him more. Give him more.
More money. So
absolutely.
We'll feed that. But all our players, good luck doing international break. No injuries, please.
No injuries, boys.
Come back healthy.
Please, no injuries.
Yes. All right. Well, that's it for today, guys. We will see you guys after the break. And as always, keep Arsenal on your
mind.
On your mind.
Let's go.
All right.
Under floodlights, the fans align. In red and white, they always shine. With every pass, it feels divine. Arsenal's on my mind. From hybrid days to Emirates grand, each match a symphony perfectly planned. With every goal we take our stand, Arsenal's on my mind. Oh Arsenal, you never fail, through rain and sun, our steadfast sail.